Hey everyone, what is going on? So I wanted to do a different type of video today. I wanted to rank all the cups that we currently have and from, best to worst, see which ones I like the best. I know King had done this and other people had been doing this, so I thought it would be kind of cool to make a video out of it. And if you want to go ahead and do something similar and rank your favorite cups to your least favorite cups, you can certainly do that. Go ahead and check King's Twitter. So shout out to him for giving me the idea. But anyway, it basically says... this is the ranking tier. So he has, the information that he thinks is best to worst, right? Basically, what cups he likes the best, what cups he likes the worst. So let's go ahead and see what it says. So it goes from S to F. So S being the best, obviously, and then all the way down to F. Now, right off the bat, I am going to eliminate that F column. No cup is going to be ranked in F, at least according to me. And the reason for that is because I love playing in these tournaments every single month, right? I mean, they release the cup and we have a chance to participate, to hang out with people. So you can't really have a bad cup, even if it's not one of your favorites. I still like it. So nothing is going to be ranked F, at least not for me. But anyway, so for the Boulder Cup, well, I did win the original Boulder Cup, but I'm not going to rank it based on that. I also won the Mirror Cup Boulder Cup, but again, I'm not going to rank it based on wins or anything. So the Boulder Cup, the problem with the Boulder Cup is the same few Pokemon seem to dominate it. Like Medicham, I think dominated before Power Punch was nerfed, right? We had Swampert, which came later on, but that dominated it's Skarmory. So it was like the same Pokemon on everybody's team. The same three Pokemon. I had one only using only those three Pokemon in the Mirror Cup, right? In the Mirror Cup Boulder Cup. So it kind of could get tedious. I totally see that. So I'm going to give this one, I'm going to go with... Well, it was the first one, so you got to be lenient on them, right? I mean, it was the first one, so I'm going to go with a B ranking. I think it deserves a B ranking. I'm pretty fine with that. Moving on to the Twilight Cup. So the Twilight Cup was actually one of my favorite cups, believe it or not. Probably my favorite to date. I really liked that cup. It was just so unique. It was so much fun using different Pokemon. I'm going to go ahead and straight off the bat, I'm just going to give this one an S. I'm going to straight up say it was like the best one I have ever played. Probably my favorite cup to date, as I already said. So, moving on to Tempest. Now, Tempest was interesting. I did like the cup, but at the time, I didn't have a Tropius, and I feel like a lot of people may not have had it if it wasn't native to your region or you didn't find anybody that had a Tropius to trade for. So it could be annoying. You had to go with Abomasnow at the time, I think, right? Which, wasn't a bad option. It was definitely one you could go with, but it wasn't a Tropius. Tropius everybody wanted to go with. So I feel like that could have hindered some players' experience. Mine included at the time, obviously, but, I didn't hate the cup. I thought it was a good cup. So I'm going to go ahead. I'm not going to rank it S. I'm probably going to give it I was kind of aiming towards A, but I'm probably going to give it a B just because, as I said, it had a regional exclusive that might have been difficult to get. I don't know, it's definitely a good cup. I liked it. So we're going to jump on over to Kingdom Cup, Altaria, Bastiodon. We remember that cup, right? This is like a walk down memory lane. So, the Kingdom Cup was interesting. We had Lucario, Altaria, we had Bastiodon. We had a bunch of different Pokemon. We saw those on everybody's team. It was basically, it seemed like rock, paper, scissors in a way, right? I mean, if I led with Bastiodon and you led with Lucario, I switch out into a counter to Lucario, like, I don't know, and then you switch into a counter to that, or I lead Lucario, you lead Bastiodon, you have to switch out the Bastiodon, I have to switch out, and, into a counter to whatever you bring in. So, I thought it was okay, but it wasn't my favorite. I'm going to put it in the C ranking. I think it could have been a little bit better. Now, Nightmare was definitely my least favorite cup. This was solid rock, paper, scissors, in my opinion. There were only three types. If you led with Hypno and I led with, let's say, Xatu, right? And I got two of those ominous wins. You had to switch out, and when you switched out to a counter to Xatu, whatever it happens to be, let's say it was like a Alolan Raticate, I would switch into my Toxicroak. And basically, the lead matches 100% mattered, and they still do matter. They matter when you play in tournaments, but not as much. So definitely my least favorite cup. It was nice to maybe practice with it, to experience it, I guess. But it was definitely my least favorite. Again, no cup is being ranked F, so I am going to give it an E. So we're moving on from Nightmare and we're jumping on over to Rainbow. Now Rainbow I actually liked. I mean we had five types. It seemed relatively close to Rock Paper Scissors, but not really. I mean there were different Pokemon. We had Lantern, Venusaur, we had Charizard, right? We had a bunch of different Pokemon. I like this cup. I like the Rainbow Cup. It wasn't strict Rock Paper Scissors. It was definitely a lot of fun. I'm gonna give it an A rank. So I think that makes sense. So we're jumping on over to Jungle and the Vigoroth, right? Vigoroth was on everybody's team. Body Slam spam, right? I mean, everybody is Vigoroth. Do I hate the cup? No. Was it my favorite cup? It wasn't my favorite, but I thought it was okay. We saw a bunch of different Pokemon I don't think we had used up until this point. Fortress, right? Fortress was a big one in this cup, I think. Beedrill was pretty good. I think you could use some of those in the Rainbow Cup, but we saw some Pokemon that were interesting. First time seeing Vigoroth, which was pretty cool. I'm going to give it a B ranking. I thought it was pretty good. Not perfect, but I thought it was pretty good. Jumping on over to the Mirror Cup. Now, the Mirror Cup is interesting because you could play any tournament that you wanted, right? You could play Twilight. You could play Boulder. You could play whatever tournament, Jungle, if you wanted to. I don't think anybody played Jungle, but you could play any cup from season 1. So it's like, how can you really go below an S? Because technically you could say this is a Twilight Cup because you could play Twilight. If you have an S ranking, you know what I would say? I would say you should rate this the highest out of the current cups. For example, like if you ranked your Twilight Cup as an S, you shouldn't go below an S for the Mirror Cup because you could always make it a Twilight Cup, if that makes sense. If you ranked your highest cup in A, you should probably rank Mirror in A, if that makes sense. I hope that makes sense to you guys. So because I ranked Twilight in S, I am going to give Mirror Cup an S. I think it deserves it. So we're actually jumping on over to Season 2. So we have the Sinister Cup now. I don't know how people feel about this cup. I personally liked it. I thought it was a lot of fun. I thought it was a lot of fun to use Dusclops. I loved using Dusclops. I love the ghost types. It was definitely interesting. I wouldn't say it's a super unique cup, but it was definitely a lot of fun, and I'm going to actually put this as an A. Some people might disagree with me. Some of you might find it to be lower than an A, and that's totally fine. It's all open to interpretation. If you disagree with me, you could totally say so. Definitely let me know in the comments down below and take the test yourself. Not test, but take the ranks yourself, rank the team stuff. But I'm going to give it an A. I liked the Drift Bloom. I liked all those Pokemon using. It was a lot of fun for me. I loved making the videos. Super fun. I had a super good time. So we're going to go ahead and jump on over to the Ferocious Cup. Now, the Ferocious Cup, I don't know. I mean, this was actually a unique type because they gave you a list of Pokemon you could only use. You could only use Pokemon with tails and no humanoid Pokemon. They had some banned Pokemon, so it was definitely unique in that regard. I think this cup got a lot of hate, and I understand why. I personally don't hate this cup. I kind of enjoyed it. I don't know. I mean, I got bored of it after a while, so I guess after a while of making videos and testing, I got a little bit tired of it. I thought it was a little bit tedious, but at the same time, it was also cool because we got to see Pokemon we've never seen before in tournaments, like Bibarel. Vaporeon, I don't think has been used before, right? Alolan Ninetales has been, but that dominated this cup, but Umbreon, which is a good Pokemon, that's not unique at all. But anyway, I thought the Ferocious Cup was pretty good. I'm going to give it a B. It wasn't my favorite. I don't think it deserves an S rank. I think I saw some people rank it lower than B, and that's totally fine, but that's just my opinion on the Ferocious Cup. So the Timeless Cup. Now, the Timeless Cup is still currently going on. Totally fine. My weighted tournament is coming up soon. I still haven't had it, but either way, Timeless Cup. Let's see. I mean, it's the Dragon Cup, right? Well, I mean, Dragonair is going to be on everybody's team. I'm trying to think just because they recently nerfed it, or nerfed a bunch of Pokemon that would affect the Timeless Cup, or boosted a bunch of Pokemon. But overall, I like this cup. I'm going to give it an A. I think the Timeless Cup is a lot of fun. In the beginning, I probably wouldn't have had that same reaction. I probably would have thought less of it. But over time, with more practice, it just became fun for me. I don't know. I like it. I like the Timeless Cup. Season 1 regionals, this is obviously Season 1, so going back to Season 1, it was fun. It was fun. I mean, Azumel dominated everything. It wasn't my favorite cup. We could have done better. I probably would have preferred like an open Great League type of regionals or something like that, but I'm going to put it as a C. Yeah, it wasn't my favorite. I don't know. It was a fun format. But, I mean, we saw Medicham, Azumarill everywhere, and Sableye. I think those were like the 3 mandatory Pokemon. Maybe not Sableye, but Skarmory. You know, so we had a bunch of the same Pokemon. It felt too similar to Boulder, didn't it? At least in my opinion. But anyway, not too bad. Season 1 championships. Now, this format, well, we did actually have one tournament of it, I guess, during the Mirror Cup. I didn't really like this one. I wasn't a fan of it. I am going to go ahead and give it... I'll put it as... should I put it as a C or a D? I don't know. It wasn't my favorite format. They had... You could pick between 2 Pokemon, right? 2 of the big Pokemon, the broken ones, I guess. I'm going to give it a C because I don't think it was terrible. So, yeah, let's go ahead and submit. And it says your response has been recorded. So that was my response and what I thought. I guess the Silph Arena wanted to know everybody's opinion. That's totally cool. That's totally fair. So those are my reports. And definitely let me know what you think about your ranking. And definitely help the Silph Arena. Maybe they could improve cups based on the responses. And yeah, so... that's just going to conclude this video. I thought it would be a fun, cute little video, and I will see you guys in the next one, which should be a PvP battle video. Have a good day. Bye. Thank you so much for checking out my latest video. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and don't forget to follow me on Twitter. If you like this video, check out one of my other videos that you'll probably enjoy.